In today's world, one of the biggest things that people look at when it comes to their finances are the risks that they're taking. And what I want to do today is debunk financial risk and how you navigate through that.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of
Navigating the world of financial risk could be one of the most challenging things that we look forward to when we're thinking about how hard we work and where our money go. But I want to help you today just be able to get over that hump when you hear the word risk. When I sit with clients, one of the key things I always talk about, is what are our intentions? Why are we here? And I always explain to them that no matter what you do when it comes to the financial space, it will always comes with a risk. What you truly have to understand here is what kind of risk are you willing to take? And in taking that risk, what are the benefits or what are the things that you can get out of taking that risk? So there are a couple of risks that I simply talk to my clients about in this space when we're talking about becoming financially free. And number one, the first thing here is longevity risk. When we're literally putting our money in places or we're looking to become financially free, your goal is to make sure that whatever you're doing, you're outliving your money. So right now at this current moment, whatever it is that you're doing, what will be in place to ensure that you don't outlive the money that you're saving right now? So you have to put into perspective, I am putting money away in a strategy, but will it outlast or outpace inflation? Like, think about it. Someone who retired 10 years ago or 5 years ago are probably struggling right now because of inflation, which is the cost of living. So the money that they've put away is not keeping up with cost of living right now, which is a possibility of them running out of money and having to go back to work. So you want to think about when you're sitting down with anyone that will be, taking care of your money, and ask them about longevity, right? So that you don't run out of money. Number two is liquidity risk. This is one that is very important for my millennials. If you're young and you're putting your money away, one of the key things you want to think about is liquidity, especially if you're going to be looking for opportunities. Opportunities such as, businesses, you want to start businesses, buying your first home, you have a kid, emergency. You want to be able to think about where you're putting your money and how fast will you have access to your money, but also what are the penalties of being able to leverage those funds when you're ready for it. Right? So liquidity especially is for my millennials, individuals that are looking to become financially retired are not looking to leverage their funds. So they're looking for more long-term accumulation is what millennials are looking for. So you want your money to accumulate so that you can leverage it at a very early age, when you're putting your money away. All right. So liquidity risk is my next risk I like to discuss. The third risk is market correction risk. Right? What kind of risk taker are you? A lot of people will say, I'm a big risk taker, but compared to what? Right? If you think about it, can you afford another 2008 where the market drastically dropped and you end up losing 30-40% of your life savings? Are you in position to take on that kind of risk? And what would that impact of losing that kind of money do for you and your household? So that is really powerful. You also want to think about the timing. Right? When the market does correct itself and you lose this money, do you have enough time to recuperate those losses, and can you afford that time frame that you will have to wait to recuperate your funds, which is extremely important when you think about market risk, because most people don't understand that market losses affect you more than the gains do if you are simply not leveraging an account that is outpacing inflation. And at the same time, you're also thinking about the fees, the taxes that you have to incorporate inside of that as well. So again, we go back over market correction risk. We go over inflation risk, right? Which is our next one. Inflation is one of the biggest things here, which is what? Cost of living. When the economy shifts, inflation is also going to be affected as well. And if your income is not arising with the cost of living, what's eventually going to happen here is you're going to find a lot of people homeless, right? Not being able to do the things they were doing before because the cost of living is increasing, but our income is not rising the way inflation is rising, which is going to cost us to be in a place to where we can't afford the things that we're accustomed to affording, which is now going to put us in a very challenging and tight spot to now start taking out more debt and doing things that is going to derail us from getting where we want to be financially. So you also want to think about inflation risk when you're putting your money away. Savings accounts, CDs, those are accounts that usually don't keep up with inflation. So you just want to be very careful of what and how much you're putting into these accounts, because at the end of the day, you're looking for accounts that are going to outpace inflation. Or if you're going to utilize a savings account, make sure it's a high yield savings account. Check out your banks, see the different credit unions that are available and what interest rate they're giving to ensure that the money you're putting in is not just there taking up space, but it's also working in your favor. So it's really important that you focus on, the different types of risk. When you're getting ready to put your money in different plans, you want to think about debunking that idea of risk being bad. It just needs to be calculated, and you simply have to understand the longevity risk, the liquidity risk, inflation risk, and market correction risk, and ask yourself, where am I willing to play? Because in order for you to play, you have to first pay, and you have to pay very close attention to the things that you want. So make sure if I brought you value today, make sure before you leave, you like and subscribe so you don't miss out the next time that I do post something of value. Stay blessed and be blessed.